What is involved in supporting your customer problem solving? Right. So do you solve problems for your customers or do they support your problem solving? And what I mean by this is, is it in your statement of work to solve their problems or do they only have you solve problems when they want you to? And if they have you solving problems, they provide any of their people there to support you because, whatever you come up with may not be what they go with. They may decide, nah, contractors, what do they know? Well, it could bite them in the butt or it could be really good. Who knows? It just depends on the company you're working with or your customer. Right. So the question is, who leads? In this case, who leads is pretty important. If you have a customer solving relationship where you are supporting the customer and both your customer and you are problem solving, you need to decide who leads. And normally it's going to be the customer that leads as a figurehead, as a sponsor of the problem solving, but it's your team that does most of the work. So make sure that, when you provide a recommendation that you take into account what their requirements are as well as you know, what type of process you can support. Because not only you can problem solve, you're probably going to be doing the work to make that problem work out for the customer, right? And like I said, what are you allowed to do? Are there any rules you need to have in place to solve these problems? Do you have any required things you can't do? Are you restricted by a certain amount of money? Do you have a time restriction? So it's a lot of questions. You got to go and find out from the customer what you're allowed to do. Is there anything that's off limits? And if they can provide somebody, what is that person gonna be allowed to do? Are they gonna be allowed to speak for the boss? Or are they only allowed to speak so far? So know your boundaries. All right. How quickly does your customer want the problem solved? If they want it solved yesterday, that might be a little bit difficult. But if they give you a week to solve something, you may want to decide on the process first before you go and solve the problem. So you may want to have set the stake in the ground, so to speak. Talk to your customer, have a set aside meeting where you talk about what they're able to allow you to do and what they're going to be doing and let them know the type of time constraints that they need to also support. They can't wait till 11th hour to make the decision yes or no. Because especially if it's no, they're going to need to have you come up with a new solution. So, all right. And this question, are you given all the knowledge required to solve the problems? Is the customer holding anything back that they don't want you to know? Or are you not going to be allowed to know that stuff and they're just going to go along and take your problem or your solution and adapt it to something else? Are they being fully open? Because at this point, if they're coming to you to solve a problem, they need to be fully open about their problems, about their resources, about their time.